Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Banner Saga. So, I have beaten this game before, and I started the second one, but didn't really get all that far, and I kind of want to give it another go. Maybe see if I can do a little bit better, because I don't feel like I did terribly well the first time I played this through. And then, see, hopefully beat the second one, and maybe the third one? See how that goes. Either way, this is a neat game. I like it. I like the art style. All of it is pretty freaking cool. We're just going to start a new game rather than resuming. Story in the Banner Saga changes based on the choices you make. You'll occasionally switch between lead characters, witnessing the story unfold from different perspectives. I can't remember if this game has voiceover or not. I guess not. The gods are dead. In their wake, man and giant survived through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing has stopped the sun.
Að sjá dreggjan á ferli neðan vor. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
Alright, so now we hit the... This is just the combat tutorial. You've arrived just in time. The chieftain in red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. Drag around the screen to see your surroundings, click the check mark to continue, so we can look around. The art's nice, the backgrounds in this game are almost always fantastic. And there's some neat little details. I like all these people are just kind of standing here and watching this happen. Which is fair, there's not a lot for them to do. Portraits show order of initiative at the bottom here. Allies are blue, enemies are red, and it's our turn to act. Movement happens before actions. The rings show your shield banger is active. The blue tiles around him show where he can move. Some characters fill more tiles than others. The horned allies are a race of giants called Varl, who take up 4 tiles each. While humans fill a single tile, this can have a huge impact on your strategy. Click the tile you want to move to, then click checkmark to confirm your shield banger here to get him into attack range. Boom, checkmark. Okay, he strolls up. To target an enemy, click on the tile in which they stand. Ally tiles are blue, enemies are red. Target this enemy now by clicking this tile. You can choose to either attack the enemy's strength or break his armor. Numbers beneath each icon show the damage you'll do to that stat. Strength counts as both health and damage. Loss of 2 strength means you'll now do 2 less damage. If strength falls to 0, the character falls in battle. Armor blocks strength damage but can be reduced by a break attack. By breaking armor, you open up to take more damage in the future. This enemy only has 5 strength remaining, a strength attack will kill him. Smack. I don't need to spend any points on that either. Smack. I have a pretty good recollection of how combat in this game works. It's not super complicated. There's some other mechanics that'll be over. Each time you kill, your renown grows, which is used to later improve your characters. After taking action, your turn ends. Next up is the enemy. Turns always alternate even if you are outnumbered. Despite being at full strength, the chieftain will do little damage against your shield banger's high armor. Whack. There, we didn't take all that much damage. Now it's your Warhawk's turn. He appears to be out of range of those enemies, but all characters can use willpower to boost their actions. Willpower is a limited resource, so use it wisely. By clicking on gold tiles, the character can move further than usual at the cost of 1 willpower per gold tile. Red pulsing tiles beneath your enemy show how close you'll have to get to be in range. Move your Warhawk into attack range now. There we go. Spend 2 of our willpower. Right down there. Standard attacks only affect a single enemy, but your Warhawk has a special ability that gives me a unique advantage. Click your Warhawk's tile to access this ability. Clicking your character's tile will bring up all of his combat options, including move, ability, attack, and end turn. Click the purple ability icon. Warhawk's Tempest allows him to slam multiple enemies at once. Select an enemy and then confirm your choice. Smack. Took both of them out. That made quick work for the Chieftain's bodyguard. When there's only 1 enemy left, players enter Pillage mode. During Pillage, each character moves in order, and there are no more guaranteed turns. Check the initiative to see how the order changed. Your allies now get to move twice in a row. Character does not move in his turn, he can rest to gain 1 willpower. Chieftain will rest this turn. Looks like the Chieftain's in some trouble. Your Shieldbringer won't be able to finish the job with a normal attack, but willpower can be used to boost your damage. Click the Chieftain's tile to attack. There we go. Willpower. Thank you. Smack. Alright, he's down. Victory. Our renown grows. We got 6 renown for that.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade. Quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his lust. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I am in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight, and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Chapter 1. Only the sun has stopped. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Eric, steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? We got chases. It is. I'm just here for the tithe, or what do you want? I guess option 1 sounds fine. The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. Seems a bit chaotic around here. What did you have in mind? Scalfings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. I was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. Okay, and then we can go down to the market. So this is basically how cities are laid out in this game. You can click on buildings to go visit them. Eric says, let me handle this. You meander through rows of open-faced houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Had, I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. The Scalfing's chieftain bled out about an hour ago, Had. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's going to try to kill you this time. They don't talk to me. Eric needs some help here. I had a change of heart. I hope you do give us a hard time. Had sweats visibly, fumbling with some dirty trinkets on his table. Wait, just buy one of these. If everybody thinks I'm getting worked over every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just a little food money, yeah? Sure, we'll pay this man. You toss a sliver of silver on the table. Both men look at you with surprise. Had gestures meekly to a variety of junk from his stall. Take whatever you like. Only thing I'd like is the name of a place. Nobleman up by East Wall, but that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with a wave of Eric's hands, gathering things from his hovel, disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Are we done here? Gunnulf, were you wearing green back at the Great Hall? Nope, just bought him while you were walking around. Why? You look like a frog. Oh, it's only look good. I'm glad you care. Gunnulf goes off to look at more stalls. Eric, that man of yours seems unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Had, but he used to be scalping. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a mead hall? Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm going to find him. I'll meet you there. Shouldn't we have an approach of some sort? What a luxury. Come on, you've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. I'll remind him. Oh, yeah, we only really have... We're getting kind of railroaded through the tutorial right now, so we don't get a lot of choices here. You arrive in front of what must be Nobleman. A few minutes later, Eric appears with a weather-beaten man introduced as Valgard. I'll point them out, Eric says over his shoulder. Ready? You're walking through the front door. Let's get it over with. That's the spirit, says Valgard. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eric is already at the head of a table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken scalping scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and mead steins in the process. Alright, so... some dude, like, passed out over there. Or maybe dead, I'm not sure. Flipped over tables, people spectating the entertainment. Oh, we can also, I think... yeah, we can position our guys. Where they are right now is probably fine. Yeah. We're probably okay. I don't think we need to worry about it too much in the tutorial. Alright, now. How do we want to do this? So this dude has a good chunk of armor. And, you know, a shield, so... he's a good guy to have in a position to take a lot of damage, as is our other shield dude. And then we've got two damage dealers, essentially. Wish I could... okay, so I can see where he's going to move to. And this dude is going next. So I probably want to... yeah, just move him up like this. Because then that guy will probably move into range of Eric. And we won't have to spend willpower. And he might attack this guy. What does Stonewall do? Blocks 3 damage per hit for a round. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. It only costs 1 willpower, so yeah. Throw that up there. Yep. Oh, wow, that's actually super convenient for us. Now he's positioned himself, like, exactly where we want him to be. Okay. So, scuttle up next to this dude, and then... gives willpower to allies in range. Yeah, we don't care about that. We're just going to attack this guy. I don't think... so... what is our base strength? Our base strength is 8. I don't know that it's actually worth trying to reduce his armor at this point. Right, because if I just hit him for 4 now, and then 4 next turn, he'll be dead. Yeah, I think that's probably our best bet. Okay, these guys are all kind of positioning themselves. I'm just going to move our shield banger up to try and draw them in. And then we can just smack this dude for 3. 3 will do. Smack. Okay. Alright, when 2 shield guys are next to one another, they get a bonus. So, if I go right here... I think Whirlwind hits allies. Actually, I'm not positive on that. Either way, here is probably a good place to be. And then Tempest strikes... Oh, it's only adjacent enemies. Okay. Alright, so that doesn't help us at all then. Alright, let's just put... That guy's dead anyways, so I'm just gonna get rid of this dude so the other guy doesn't have a shield bonus anymore. There we go. Oh, and his friend took some shatter damage as well. Rude. Alright, Valgard, you could finish this guy off. Although Eric can also finish that guy off. Or you could come up here. Well... Okay, so this guy's dead, right? Because he can finish him. He can finish him. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna have you knock this guy out. Oof. Alright, taking a little bit of damage there. Alright, then Eric. Come up here. Wait, Eric has a shield bonus? Interesting. Maybe I'm not remembering how that mechanic works correctly. Well, may as well just... Put a little bit of hurt on him. Okay, well now our Warhawk can hit both of these guys, which is great. You can hit this guy. Hard enough to get rid of him. Tempest. So it's going clockwise. Should be these two if I'm doing this correct. Yes. Alright, good. They're both dead. Rude. You can't really reach anything, which is kind of a problem. But we can just spend some willpower to get you over here real quick, since this fight's almost over. Okay. Yeah, you can't attack diagonally, unfortunately, so we have to be adjacent to this dude to hit him. We got plenty of willpower. Ow. Wish they'd stop attacking my, my big sword guy. Oof. Okay, so I don't think if we use his ability again... it might hit both of them. Yes, it will. Perfect. Great. Probably not the cleanest fight, but it all worked out in the end. We win, we get renown. Ooh, Gunolf got promoted. Or is ready to be promoted. And we got 9 renown. Great. There they are. Gods be damned. I've got to go wash off this blood. Eric is looking out the hall's windows onto the bay. A fleet of longships approaches with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Vognir. Next for Varl, kingship last we spoke. The other flag? Looks important. Yeah, important guests. See what I deal with all day long. Things make a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrived. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. Can I ask one more favor? Sure, what is it? If you happen to stall our guests down on the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eric and Valgard hustle from the meat house. To his credit, Eric tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to greet the new arrivals down at the docks. Okay, down to the docks. You can see all the longships arriving there in the background now. Vognir. A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. God, Zubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old, and if there is Vognir, there must be Hakon. Must there? Says Hakon. Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old ox? At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jornder demands it. I'll take that over to lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Arberang, in fact. And glad for it, says Hakon. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering, golden wolf head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Ludin. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you were around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim. I have the distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Mogr, Hakon? Have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants departs in his wake. You recognize a few. Others are a stranger to you. Guess I'm off to find Mogr. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years, you'd think. And we're going back to the Great Hall. Oh, no, hang on. Weariness suddenly settles in and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it's been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Vognir's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon, or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. Alright, so now we have some options. We can talk to people. We should talk to both of these guys. I don't think we have to choose between one or the other. Let's go speak to Hakon first. Scrivener! You find Hakon in a mead house, surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees this many. Hakon waves you over. Went straight for a flagon? Vognir's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyways. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha! Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a Yoxfart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon let slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Vognir's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the mead house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. Alright, let's go meet the young human prince Ludin. I think that's his name. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Varl who must be working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Ludin. Yes, you're with Vognir? I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Vognir a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grofheim, with my guards. Ludin looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying tithes to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? Let's see, so I can say, just introduce myself. I hope to learn more about you. I have a habit of recording history. I thought we might talk about your visit. These are all reasonable options, but Ludin's also kind of a jerk from what I remember. Let's go for 3. I have a habit of recording history. I thought we might talk about your visit. A Varl historian. Aha! Don't you already know? Your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting it throughout the cities. I've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Ludin takes a deep sigh. Whether tired or ungracious, you aren't certain. Maybe both. A formality, mostly. Vognir came to our capital in Arberang, and now we're going to the Varl's capital in Grofheim, to cement this grand alliance for the next age of men and Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it, and it's damned cold up here. You get the sense he's struggling not to complain outright. You take the opportunity to excuse yourself. Okay, and with that, we go up to the Great Hall to see if we can find a place to sleep. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with a sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers. All there, just as promised, to your mild surprise. You wonder if Eric had anything to do with that. Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Vognir is already here. A while later, Ludin and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Morgar steps forward, Vognir's quartermaster, if you recall correctly. Vognir's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. We are ready. You follow Morgar and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think. Alright, And here we are traveling. This is what the travel between areas looks like for this game. It's neat. You get to see a lot of the background. It's cool. You can see things in the distance that you're going to visit. I like it. Oh, and you also spend supplies for every day that you travel, and morale declines. But our morale's fine, and our supplies are fine. The caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Moger, cracking open mead casks from our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Hours pass with raucous laughter as the mead is passed throughout camp. I don't want to drink too much. We are trying to record things, so I'll drink a little. You go easy. You've got nothing against a good drink, but if anyone is going to keep an eye on things, it may as well be you. The revelers eventually fall asleep without incident. You rise groggily, the campsite a casualty of merriment. Moger is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Luden stalking your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up, you nudge Vognir. You're needed. Ah, it's Luden. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Vognir releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grofheim? Ha, we're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on a map. This is the map of the world. You can explore by dragging it around. Yep. Maybe we can look at... This is a big world map, by the way. So... At least last time I played through, we mostly stayed in, like, this area. The northern section of the map, I think. You go more south in, like, the sequels and whatnot. And we can zoom in and out and all that. It's a cool world map. It's got a lot of details, and I really like the style of it. And we're going to be seeing a lot of it. Location of your caravan is indicated here by Ubin's icon. World map has covered many locations and holds much lore. You can explore the map at any time, clicking on locations for more information. So we can click on like this, and it'll bring up all that information. I might stop to look at things as we're like going through them, or if they become of interest. But there's a lot here, and I don't just want to go through all of it. So yeah, we will probably not be looking at every single location, but I'll try and look at some as we go. We head north and east past the forts. Grofheim's far from Strand. Going to be a long march. You should have drank last night, Luden, says Hakon. Why not take the ships to Skirmstead? Oh my god, I'm gonna have so much trouble pronouncing these. Skrymerstead. What's the point of marching? Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad, though. We could have shown you all the wonders of... Oh, God, again. Skrymerstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge prints. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Luden exhales through his nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Vognir. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off to. Luden's got a shorter wick than Hakon. Thanks, Vognir. Let's get moving. Another half day to Vetterfell if we're lucky. Camp. Camp is where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter camp at any time by tapping the camp button on the travel HUD. While at camp or in town, you can upgrade your allies or equip items in the hero's tent. You can pass time by using the rest tent. Resting will improve the caravan's morale. A high morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower in combat. Each passing day will use supplies, so only rest when necessary. The training tent will allow you to safely try out any character in a mock battle. Tap leave at the bottom of the campsite when you're ready to get back on the road. So we should level up, because one of our characters has that ability. Click on a unit to view their strengths, and promote ranks and learn about abilities. So you'll see Grunolf has a little plus. That's because he leveled up. So if we click on him, we can also look at his abilities and learn what stuff he does. And to promote him... Yeah, so it's going to cost us 5 renown, I think. Yeah. Which is worth spending. Leveling people up is very valuable. So we want Gunnulf to do damage. So probably leveling up his... I'm trying to remember what all these stats do. Hang on. Okay, yeah. I thought there was a way to click on these to show what they do. Either way, we'll just level up his strength for now, I guess. There we go. He's all leveled. You can also level up their abilities. Yeah, which for him changes the number of people he hits, which is quite nice. Alright. That's... Why do you still have a little plus on you? I can promote you again? I'm not sure. May as well while we're here. There we go. Max out his strength and start working on... Oh wait, this is what does it, right. Extortion's amount of willpower you can use. Break is the amount of direct damage you can naturally do to an enemy's armor. So what we probably want for him is either more armor or... Oh, his ability upgrades automatically. Okay, cool. Alright, so... Max out his strength, and then we're just going to give him some survivability. Although, that would let him do even more damage. Yeah, alright. Give him some more willpower usage, and that's all the promotions he can get. Okay, there. So now we're done promoting. That's all we're doing in Hero's Tent, and I think also probably a good place to call it for today. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.